Hey, good evening. I'm Dr. Stephen Roensch, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what we do here and the medicine. But first, I'm going to there we go, getting my marker. Thank you, bless your heart. Okay, so I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the what I call the miraculous mechanism. And this is just kind of did you know stuff. So, did you know that your body consists of 7 octillion atoms? That's a 7 with 27 zeros behind it. You did know that. Okay, good. Did you know this? I got a head nodding, so good. Did you know that those atoms were created during the Big Bang 14.5 billion years ago? So I'm feeling that old right now. All right. Did you know that you have 100 trillion cells that comprise the human mechanism? And each week, I'm getting it now. You get up here and teach this class. And did you know that each one of those 100 trillion cells has enough information to fill 1,000 volumes, 600 pages each? Every cell in your body has its own intelligence, and every one of those 100 trillion cells is communicating with one another all the time at the speed of light. Every cell that's where it is knows it's supposed to be where it is. Every cell that's a liver cell knows exactly what its function. Every spleen cell knows its function. Lung cell, stomach cell, large intestine, small intestine, heart, lung. Everybody knows their job. And all cells have 2 things in common. They all know what they want, and they all know what they don't want. And as long as the cell gets everything it needs to thrive, it'll flourish. But if we give a cell something that it cannot process, it goes through the process of inflammation. It becomes inflammatory. And then it mutates, and then it dies. And what happens when it goes through a mutation process, as we all know, it kind of nudges the cells around it and it says, why don't we all mutate? And a group of them will go, well, if you're going to, I'm going to. And so that's why we have to give them the nutrients that they need. Now, the mechanism. You have 206 bones that have 5 functions. Number 1, structure and support. Number 2, it's a calcium storage mechanism. In an adult, that's 2 to 4 pounds of calcium. Red blood cell production. Also, protection, as in your rib cage, protects your organs and so on. And the last function is leverage. You have 640 plus muscles. They all work by shortening. They work as an agonist and antagonist. When one works, its opposition relaxes so it can work. And there are 5 functions of these skeletal muscles. Number 1, they move the skeleton. Number 2, they help us maintain a position. Number 3, they protect the viscera. Number 4, thermoregulatory function. That means we have a mean body temperature, hopefully around 98.6. And number 5, they protect the entrances and exits of the body. Through the mechanism, you have 60,000 miles of vessels that traverse your body, through which 43,000 gallons of blood will pump this year, 2,000 gallons in 1 week, and 12,000 miles in a single day. That's about 8 to 10 pints of blood moving through. If you live to be 80, here's hoping, your heart will beat 3.5 billion times. If you live to be 80, you'll walk around the earth 4.5 times. You'll shed 45 pounds of skin. Didn't need to hear that one, right? You'll eat 45 tons of food, some more, some less. You'll drink 30,000 gallons of water. I don't know about the beer factor on that. I'll have to look it up, right? You'll sleep 25 years on the average if you live to be 80. Your brain is 80% water. It contains 186,000 cells. Your brain has 141 different proteins that are all disturbed and bothered by EMF. That's an electromagnetic field. And the worst one that interrupts your normal brain activity, your cell phone. Just saying. So if you have kids and they want to sleep with their phone under their pillow, a lot of kids do, don't let them do that. Very bad, right?
Repeat that.